Hey guys, Hammeh here. Great news, we can be pretty sure that a new event is on the way, and I think I have evidence to prove so. Now, I've taken a look around in the public test realm and found a little bit of proof for you. I'll try my best to very simply explain how this works, as I'm no expert in the data and tools myself. So, the public test realm went live for Overwatch with new hero updates just last night. Blizzard often adds new files for testing, but that aren't actually visible in-game yet. In the tools that people use to take a look at Overwatch underneath the hood, you can see when new content is being added to the game sometimes, depending on how it is added. Now, these tools are made and updated by far more intelligent people than me, so a big shout out to those guys, but I can roughly explain the process. For example, at the moment, I can't get Orisa's paired lines yet because there's no key to let me see them if they are in the game. Anyway, in this tool, I took a look at the PTR patch. You can export lists of cosmetics in this tool available for all characters, but the important thing is that things are yet to be available to examine or be identified due to being hidden behind a key are visible there, but just as encrypted with that key's name. You can use this to see a new event or which characters are getting new items when those files are put into the PTR and when the tool is able to see them. So how does this work? Take a look at Tracer's extract here. Now this is the extract I've taken from the tool. Firstly, under the emote section, you can see this piece with the error unknown key name and similar. What this means is that there's a file in the game. It will correspond to probably an emote in this section, but it can't be unencrypted yet because the key to do so is not available. So think of it as a key in a lock. I can see that the lock exists, but I don't have the key to unlock it and see what is within that box or behind that closed door. Now, secondly, take a look at the bottom here, and this is a bit I'm sure that you can pass very easily. Event 6 is now an event that has listed cosmetics. Can you see all of the events listed here? You can see Uprising, Winter Wonderland, and similar. So we now have Event 6, and with more encrypted items underneath it. So each hero has 5 to 7 new items. Now, long story short, the more items you have, the more chance you have of something having a skin. So what can you have as items for a hero? Well, in past events, we've had either 1 or 2 sprays, either 1 or 2 voice lines, a skin, victory poses, emotes, and highlight intros. So if you think of it like that, there are 6 unique things you can have, and you can perhaps have up to 8 items. Now, sometimes you can have 2 sprays, for example, in that number of 6 here for Tracer. For example, Tracer in the Summer Games had 2 skins, so that would be 2 skins of her 6 items. It's not an exact science. But the good news is, broadly speaking, the more items your hero has, the more chance they have of having a skin. So I've rounded up all of the items, numbers that each hero has here. As you can see here, we're starting off at the top with Reaper with 8 items, a very strong chance of him having a skin there. Going down, we've got Tracer, Orisa, and Sombra. Of note, Orisa and Sombra do have a couple of encrypted keys that sit in the, I think, victory pose and emote section. So there is likely to be, I would guess, Orisa or Sombra, maybe victory pose or emote. Now, moving down, we have Hanzo, Pharah, and Bastion, Symmetra, Genji, Zarya, Soldier, Lucio, D.Va, and Mei, all with 6. So put it like this, for those, I would hazard a guess that some of those are going to have skins and some of those won't. If we look at people who have recently had skins and things, I would say probably Hanzo is a bit more likely to have a skin, for example. Genji, will he have another skin after he's had Blackwatch Genji? I'd probably say not. So who knows in this whole bunch of 6 item people. Moving down though, this makes a bit more sense because we have a lot of people here who have had stuff recently. Take a look at Torbjorn, Reinhardt, and Mercy, and McCree, for example. They've all had skins in Uprising. Now, this might sadden a few people in that Roadhog, Junkrat, Zenyatta, for example, they all have 5 items there, so maybe they're a bit less likely to have a skin, but we can't be 100% sure. Remember though that every hero has something in an event, so if you have 5 items, if you have the least amount of items, whether you're having 1 spray or 2 voice lines, maybe the victory pose, for example, or something like that, there is kind of a default set for any event that people get. So these people have the default set. It's pretty less likely they have a skin as a result. So that's proof to me that a new event is on the way, and most likely it's going to be for the anniversary on May the 24th if it's been put into the PTR now. Now finally, a quick reflection on leaks and a quick think about some maps. As this event is happening, I'm even less convinced than yesterday to believe that Blizzard would release a new hero and an event at the same time. So any leak that you've seen saying that Doomfist is going to be out for the first anniversary, that he's going to be on the PTR very, very soon, I think we should ignore or put to one side for now. It doesn't mean that he won't happen in future. It doesn't actually totally disprove the other leaks, but all of these leaks saying Doomfist is going to be releasing, it's a bit much in 1 month, I think. It makes these leaks less likely if they're convinced Doomfist is going to release on the first anniversary, but we're getting an event on the first anniversary, which is now proven to be true, in my opinion. This makes the Doomfist stuff less likely in the near future. Now, the reason I'm bringing all of this up is that there is another leak, quote unquote, or random internet post on Reddit that will inevitably get reported by all and sundry today. And it mentions so many things, using some things that we really want to see happen, some things that are quite likely to happen. As collateral to try and prove it, I want to try and separate fact from fiction here. So I'll quickly summarize it and then talk about why bits of it may or may not be true. Long story short, this post/leak, and I'll mention it in the description below, follows on from the ones that have been talked about a lot over the last few days. It talks about Doomfist and Brio existing but not knowing about Ivon. It talks about a 1-year anniversary event with skins for Hanzo and Zarya. Now, Jeff and developers have posted that skins for Hanzo and Zarya are coming, so saying there's going to be an anniversary event with skins for Hanzo and Zarya, just in and of itself, is a speculation founded on things that have been said. It's not a big guess. Now, why am I going through all of this? I want to specify separately here this post/leak from today that you'll see all over YouTube soon, I'm sure, talks about 2 new maps for the event. A normal escort called Z11 Labs, Z Labs, a Western European map escorting equipment, very like close quarters combat like the last point of Dorado, lots of inside areas. It also mentions Siwa Battery as an Egyptian 1v1 or 3v3 map, possible with jump pads, talking about it like a sort of reskinned Ecopoint Antarctica, pretty similar but with jump pads. And then an Egyptian theme rather than anything else. So I love those as ideas, they're very, very cool. Now, I want to separate this out from anything else you may see today. You can see in the game files for this new event, because you can have a look at maps as well as looking at cosmetics, I can see a few new encrypted things in the map area. Now, there are some encrypted map names in the PTR update. Here is a screenshot of it. So what you're looking at, basically, you can see 2 keys under Ecopoint Antarctica, 1 under Nepal's Sanctum, and then 3 random ones. Now, these 3 random ones help us triangulate what these maps could be. They are places, I would guess, because they're underneath the other endless void ones that you can see here. These are places you can fall off. There's a map instance called Falling to kill you when you fall off certain maps. So when you fall off King's Row, you go from King's Row into King's Row the Unending Void, and that's what kills you, I think. So, this doesn't prove the Reddit leak I've just mentioned is true in any way just yet. Please do not take this as proof that this Reddit leak is correct. Just because all of the swans you have seen are white, it doesn't mean that all swans are white. Inductive against deductive reasoning. Now, what these map keys do mean, and what I'm trying to explain, is that with the first anniversary event, we will get some 3 probably new versions of maps, at least. Think like Lijiang Tower Daytime, Capture the Flag, or similar, or perhaps a new map in those. It doesn't mean we're going to get 3 new maps. It doesn't mean we're going to get any new maps. We might just get 3 versions of maps. So have a look at Nepal's Sanctum. Are we going to get a new version of Nepal's Sanctum, because one of the keys falls under those? The fact that Ecopoint Antarctica and Nepal's Sanctum have these unknown keys under them, I don't know enough about how this tool exports data in the map regard. I will try and find out, but I think we're going to see perhaps a new version of Nepal's Sanctum and maybe a different version of Ecopoint Antarctica. Who knows? That could either just be a different version like Lijiang Daytime, sort of different lighting, different setting. It could be a new map. If I was going to toss a coin, maybe I'd say that it's going to be a new version of Ecopoint. Maybe that's Siwa Battery or something of that ilk could happen. But it doesn't prove the leak in any way, shape or form. There's a lot of other stuff in that leak. It talks about like a new version of Merzy's Res where you can res yourself and all kinds of pretty crazy stuff. It goes into so much detail, you do wonder how accurate some of it might be. So there we have it. Proof for you. I hope that a new event is on the way and that we'll probably be getting it for the first anniversary. Don't get too hyped up over the other post-straight leaks. They might be true, they might not be. Parts of them might be true, they might not be. I think Doomfist and an event, to be honest with you, is unlikely in 1 month, but who knows, right? Now, what skins, cosmetics and maps would you like to see? And most importantly, what would the new Brawl be if it's an event? I can't wait to find out. If you like this video, please do throw a like, subscribe and comment. Do let me know your thoughts, and please do check out all of my regular Overwatch hero lore, game lore, interactions, voice lines and more in the playlist here. I've been Hammeh, take it easy.